Jai Jagannath. Today I will deal with the Bhagavad Gita in brief. This is an extension of my last episode, and all these are preface to my future episodes when I'll deep dive into Gita text wise, chapter wise. I'll start with a saying of Shahid Bhagat Singh. Religion is the outcome of human weakness or the limitation of human knowledge. It's there as a hope and often used as a tool to explain any unexplainable things, such as what happens after death. I would say here this is the view of an atheist par excellence who was completely down with the lust for independence due to the tyrant Britishers. Now coming to the point, I would say he who possesses, holds the Gita is Sri Krishna, and he who listens to it patiently is Sri Arjun. Initially, sheer helplessness is seen in the predicament of the two great fighters of both the sides, Duryodhan and Arjun. Being nervous, Duryodhan goes to Guru Drona, who didn't utter a single word, whereas Arjun approaches Sri Krishna, who responds with the Bhagavad Gita. I would say here, man on man, the Kauravas were superior. In all other spheres, man, muscle, materials, the Kauravas were superior. Then who defeated Duryodhan? The Kauravas. It is neither Arjun, nor Bhim, nor the Pandavas. Rather, it's Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna elucidates 5 topics, and he who understands all these 5 topics can unravel any existential question, any existential mystery. The first topic of Gita is Atma, or the soul. We know the body with the soul, and that is in many other traditions in the world. Once the body is disintegrated beyond repair, the soul at once hops down into another body, since this material body is tied to the cycle of birth and death. But the soul is eternal, and in no way it gets affected by any of the happenings to this material body. The second topic of Gita is Prakriti, or nature, which means this material world, where the soul is currently living in the material body but is living in the material world. What this world is, where does it come from, how does it influence, how does it function, how it was created, what the soul is doing in this world. Comes the third topic of Gita, karma, or action, performing different types of endeavors and efforts, and for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is the law of karma which determines our fortune in this world. The entire paradigm of karma revolves around 2 concepts. One is prarabdha, which means the present body is the result of the past deeds of the past life. And the other one is aprarabdha, which refers to the spillover deeds of the previous lives. In order for the soul to live in this world and perform karma, comes the fourth topic of Gita, there is time. What is this time? Why does time exist? It destroys everything. Is time linear or is time cyclical? Time is a fascinating concept. This time, seemingly in a cruel manner, gradually takes away everything, even our relationship. Just an analogy here. 2 senior citizens were talking. One asked the other, "Why have you asked your son and daughter-in-law to live in another house in the same city?" Reply came, "No son exists. It is the stage which exists. When he was an infant, he has to cling to the mother for his feed and food. When he was a boy, he has to cling to the father for his protection and money. And when he grows up to a youth and gets married, he has to cling to the wife for his hormonal satisfaction and genital reproduction." So Arjun, don't cling to the body, because this body is mortal, but the soul is immortal. Sarve Vayamataha Param, Krishna says all of us exist all the time so far as the soul is concerned. The fifth and final topic of Gita is outside the whole realities of all these four topics. This is completely a different reality, the concept of Ishvara, Bhagavan, or God. This spiritual reality exists separate to the material reality. Gita is ultimately meant to teach us yoga or meditation, which is the connection of the soul to that reality. Anyone who understands all these 5 topics, then any question that anyone could conceivably come up with can be decoded through that blueprint. Here I would say in our society, a major chunk of people are facing huge struggles, relationship difficulties, financial problems. So to say, they are struggling to survive materially, what to speak of spiritually explore. Life at times become so overwhelming. Each individual has his own individual journey. But in every life, there are difficulties and also great opportunities. And it depends on us how we deal with the complexities of life. One of the concepts of Gita I would like to share here is how to become comfortable with the uncomfortable. Problems are something which help us to unravel purpose. Problems, if digested on the right way, are meant to lead to progress. Uncomfortable situation, though it's not something desirable to us, still then it's not unnatural. They're meant to come. But if you are able to respond, if you are able to get your mind together and wake up, then it means you lead such a meaningful life. In the material world, learning is like a linear. You can think of getting more and more knowledge in a line like this. But in the spiritual circle, learning is like a spiral. You go round, round and round. And what happens is that after discussing the same verse, the same text, the same chapter, gradually one is coming to a point where he understands the essence, which is very, very simple. In order to understand the depths of Bhagavad Gita, it doesn't necessarily mean only academically studying it. Along with studying, they require deep reflection, introspection on your life. Add to that application. You are required to apply the thoughts, wisdom of Gita in your daily life and see how it is going to change your life, how it is going to change your interaction with the world, so that you'll have a living life. Last but not the least requirement is prayer. Realization of spiritual reality is something which is not available to us by our endeavor only. It needs to be awakened from within by the divinity. In a beautiful verse in Gita, Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridisannivisto matasmritir jnanam apahanam cha. From me, dwelling in your heart, comes knowledge, remembrance and forgetfulness. Realization of spiritual wisdom is also required, which is possible only with the divine participation from within. For that, you have to endeavor, desire, and do your part. Studying, reflection, application, and prayer. Here you can imagine of a situation between you and God. There are 100 doors. You can open 99 of them, but the last one is locked from inside. There you have to patiently wait. I would wrap up saying, life is just a flash in the eternity. This life is a chapter, as if we are in a transit lounge and then we'll move on. We invest so much in so many things, but how much we invest for upliftment of our consciousness, which is very much required for the realization of the ultimate reality. I would say here that God is truth, and the truth has to be uncovered within. If God is truth, then truth is always a choice, so God is also a choice. You know the story of 2 wolves. Dadaji said to his grandsons, there are 2 wolves always fighting within you. Arush asked, what do they symbolize? Dadaji said, one for the God and the other for the devil. Arav asked, which of these 2 wolves wins? Dadaji said, the one you want to win. Thus, God is a great potential within us, a spark of the divine within us, but it depends on us how we use that divinity, that potential. There is a beautiful saying, Murli Vajuti Andhata. Krishna is playing the flute 24/7. That beautiful sound is wafting, traveling to you. They are so beckoning, but it depends on you whether you choose to respond or remain busy in the layers of superficiality of life, anger, greed, jealousy, ego, desire, and emotional attachment. That sound is the potential, the spark of the divine. The God can at best keep you calling. That sound, mild, thin sound, is the call of the God all the time. But most of us are ignorant of that. And that is truth. That is God. Jai Jagannath.